Hello and welcome to this week's Healing Link. I'm Eileen O'Toole, and this week is May the 25th. We're going to take a look at the energies that are affecting us this week, particularly as the full moon lunar eclipse in Sagittarius is upon us. Full moon is tomorrow, the 26th, as is the lunar eclipse. Of course, the eclipse season is pretty fierce and pretty fast and moves quite forward a lot of things on a lot of levels. So it's a bit of a game changer, and it asks us what we have to communicate and what it is that we want from now until the end of 2021. This is an opportunity to reevaluate everything that we've been putting into our momentum. And it's an opportunity to give ourselves what we have wanted in a long while. Today we're going to take a look at tuning the throat. Of course, we're going to be using Eileen McCusack's fork. It's a 174 hertz fork. We're going to be looking at both the male and the female side. The male side is looking at the emotional signature of speaking but not being heard. And the female side is looking at that which we do not express, when we are not listening to ourselves and when we are suppressing the cues in our life. It has to do with self-trust and it has to do with self-respect. Now, I'm also going to point out something else. So although we are looking at the energy that is coming from the left and the right side of the front of the throat, I'd also like you to consider that the back of the throat is also where we receive the information. It comes through the back of the throat. The energy system is not just a frontal bodied kind of thing. It comes from both sides, but particularly the back must be given some credence. So particularly, in the throat section, I would always advise that if you are looking to be able to up your game, speak your truth, acknowledge what your wants are, and you recognize that your throat might be, as we say in the biz, blocked, why don't you give the back of your throat a good rub, like you're polishing up a mirror. So what we're going to do is we're going to first of all, I'm going to cleanse ourselves, just move the stagnant energy around us with a bit of Santo Palo oil as opposed to the stick. I put some oil on my hands and I'm just giving it to us. There you go. Yahoo! This oil, which is really quite wonderful, this is a product of Florahana. And Florahana is a French essential oil company in the south of France. I would highly advise this, but I am not being paid to promote this, but I do it because I love them. Santo Palo. And of course I'm using Eileen McCusack's 174 hertz bio-tuning fork, and I'm using a CBC Sports NHL Hockey Night in Canada Canadian puck to activate the fork. So without any further ado, get yourself comfortable, allow yourself to just be real. And I'm going to start on the masculine side, that is the left or the right side of the body. And we're going to come from outside of the piece of paper and move in slowly towards the throat. Oh, your best bet for this is to always exhale deeply and thoroughly. In fact, while we're here, let's just have a small, unassuming bit of a grounding and meditation. Let yourself just sink into your body and go deep into your own belly breathing, as it were. Allow yourself to breathe into your belly, feel it rise and fall. And after a moment, imagine that you are sending an energetic tube from your root chakra down into the earth. If you choose, think as if your feet are taking roots and they're going way deep into the earth itself. Now go on, do that, and allow the roots of your body to go into the earth, but then shoot them outside to the other side of the earth, into the galaxy, into our solar system, into our very own Milky Way. So that this tube of light that comes from your root chakra, which is like, like the end of the bottom of your of your spinal cord, this is going straight out into the Milky Way. And I'd like you to imagine that you're now able to breathe in the starlight. And you breathe in the starlight, and as you're breathing in the starlight, it shoots right up through your body, through the core of the earth, back up your feet where you are, and it moves right up to straight to the top of your head. Open up the top of your head there, and let this tube of light now traverse straight up into the sun. Bring yourself up to the sunlight. Remember, yourself is an electrical being, and we gain our electricity from the biggest source of electricity that we have available to us, which is our own sun. So you're going to now breathe in from your feet, and you're going to breathe in from your head. And you're going to breathe in and bring up more energy and voltage into your body. And as you exhale, you are dissipating any of the spent energy. So it's like a AA battery. That's all you're being. You're inhaling stardust, inhaling sunlight, exhaling and discharging the excess. And while I'm doing this, we're also feeling the right side of our throat, the information coming in from the right side of our throat, the speaking but not being heard information. I'm going to hold the fork right here. It feels as if it's got some congestion and depletion of energy. If this picture of the face and the neck was extended to the shoulders, this fork would be sitting on our shoulders. So this is our day-to-day. This is today. The experience that we have today of speaking but not being heard. And what we're doing is we are using the fork to allow the fork to sound off of the depletion and congestion of energy of that emotional signature of speaking but not being heard, and allowing the body to recalibrate and readjust itself, because that's what the body wants to do. It naturally wants to heal itself. It's a self-healing organism. The fork acts as a catalyst to show us where we are out of tune with ourselves. And what we are doing when we're exhaling, because I'm exhaling a lot here, what we're doing is we are discharging the negative and the displaced energy that we have. All right, I'm going to just bring this energy in now. And there's a bit of a dropping of the energy into the left side of the fork, left side of the throat. We're keeping it right there. And now I'm going to go to the right side of the body. The right side of the throat. I'll start outside the page and bring it in. I'll start further outside the page. the right side of the throat has the emotional signature of that which we do not express. Once again, if this was this is sitting at the shoulder of the body, just beyond the shoulder, so just beyond the present day. We're dropping the recalibrated energy into the right side of the throat. Allowing the throat to open, to heal itself, recognizing the times in our life where we have but lately not been able to express ourselves, not listened to the cues that we are giving ourselves, not believing, not trusting ourselves, and not ultimately respecting ourselves. We all go through this. So now this is good. This is good. This is good because it's telling us that this is now being heard from the energy of the throat. Acknowledgement is key. How cool it is to know that our body is a self-regulating, self-healing organism. Especially now at this time, wherein we can take a good hard look at the things that we need to in our lives. We can take a look during this particular time and see whether or not our belief systems are actually in line with our life. Because our belief systems have been, for the most part, all created in our childhood. Normally before the ages of 7. So if we are looking at a particular thing in our life, a catalyst, let's say our spirituality, for instance, just like for instance, if we are asking ourselves the big questions of, who am I, what am I doing here, how do I pray, to whom do I pray, if we're looking at these questions, why is prayer necessary? Is there is there a God, a source, a dog, a superior power? Any of these big questions at this time, which is the perfect thing to do at this time, then what we can do is we can enable ourselves to release the old information, and we can develop new information. We can develop new information which will hold us in our own trust and truth. This is much better. Thank you so much. So what we're doing here, we are calming, is what she calls it. So we're moving the energy and confining it in between the two tongues, so that it is a condensed, synthesized is not the correct word, but a nice little packet of energy. Cool beans. Right, so you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to ask us to consider that what we're looking at is not just the front here, but we're looking at the back of our throat. So this is the back of our head, and this is the back of our throat. And what we're going to do is we're going to open up the back of our throat. Yo! Can you feel it? Oh, yeah. You might want to stretch your neck. You might want to move it from side to side ever so gently. You might want to rub the back of your neck. Polish up that mirror. Want to move it from side to side ever so gently. And know that what we are doing is that we are widening the lens of our energetic system so that the information on the quantum field can come through our throat, can come in and be spoken as it should be, without hesitation, deviation or repetition, as they say, in just a minute. Is that enough? Thanks. I use a pendulum when I work just to make sure that I can just tap into my better self, or my other better self, and see, is there more information that needs to be recalibrated? Is this enough for the moment and the day and the time? Is this enough for the moment, the day, and the time? And that's it. That's what we want. Listen, I'd like to thank you all for coming and dropping in, for, as we say, clicking in. Thanks for clicking in today. I'm Eileen O'Toole. This is The Healing Link. We'll see you again soon.